Flourish is a global initiative started by Impact International, and I am the creator of Flourish. It's an initiative that's focusing on creating sustainable culture change in organisations, governments and societies. So rather than focusing on just the issue of female empowerment, the focus of Flourish is on creating cultures in organisations where people can bring their whole selves to work. I think it's really interesting that we're launching Flourish in Japan, especially given that as a country it's ranked 105th in the world in terms of lack of female empowerment and gender equality. But the support that we've had has been absolutely amazing, and there's a definite groundswell of people who are galvanised around truly ensuring that women are empowered in Japan. We're being hosted by Ambassador Peiko.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for hosting us today.
We're looking forward to it. I think it's an important moment in Japan's history that you have a Prime Minister who is so interested in women's leadership. And I hope that this will be an example to many women in Japan that they can do this.
Yeah.
You know?
The Empowering Women to Flourish event that we're running as part of the Prime Minister's Shine Weeks is an opportunity for us to gather together our corporate clients. We've got some fantastic ambassadors here. We've got some contributors who are really keen to be involved in the Flourish initiative, and also some individual entrepreneurs from the social sector as well as from the public sector who basically just want to actually commit to action and make change happen in terms of female empowerment.
Women's issue, this is global. So I think right now is a crossroads, and we need to really think about what women really want, because culture-wise, still it's a men's culture.
I think what makes Flourish unique is that we're creating an environment here where people aren't just talking about what the issues are. Globally, we understand that there's massive challenges when it comes to empowering women, but what we don't do enough of is we talk about what the solutions are. So what we're facilitating here is a workshop where we're enabling people to have discussions and actually come up with actions by sharing best practice and coming up with things that they're committing to, which we're going to track, and we're going to ensure that there is actually change that happens as a result of it. What makes Flourish truly unique, I believe, is the fact that we're not only galvanising women into action, we're actually working with men as well. So I don't think it's a question of just fulfilling quotas and putting more women in leadership positions. What this is about is sustainable culture change that is empowering for everybody. So good morning everybody. For me, creating this workshop is about action. So this isn't your usual kind of conference where there are going to be people stood at the front of the room talking to you and telling you the answers. So another thing that's unique about this kind of workshop is that we're facilitating breakout sessions. Today is all about us collectively working together to come up with ideas and solutions.
I think most standard events are a speaker at the front, inputs, and you sit and listen all day. But this event was very, very much about being a facilitated event, facilitated by people and gathering ideas and letting people talk into the space and letting those ideas grow on the day in a collaborative way.
So we're enabling the participants to, in small groups, have the opportunity to have their voices heard, to discuss, to share best practice, to think about the issues that are specific to their own organisations and to them as individuals as well. And what we're saying is, let's collectively share our experience and our ideas and come up with something that can affect real culture change. So essentially what we're doing here is we're creating agents of change. We're trying to empower them, to inspire them, and to get them to work together and feel like they're part of something, as opposed to just going back into their organisations on their own and trying to make change happen. One of the things that we're trying to achieve with this workshop today is actually to give people a taster of what the Flourish programme would look like. And that's why we've got some of our external experts here with us today, including Dennis Murphy. Dennis's specific area of expertise is helping women to overcome their self-limiting beliefs. So by releasing their fears, understanding what creates those fears in the first place, he can actually help them to just concentrate on what makes them unique in terms of their strengths and to become the leader that they really want to be.
So first of all, I wanted to get across the element of how important fear is. When you become more fearless, your life actually becomes more effortless. You work on the fact of releasing the limiting beliefs and you naturally become empowered. It's a very effortless way of doing it.
So another one of our external experts that we have here today at the workshop is Patricia Bader-Johnston.
My name is Patricia Bader-Johnston. I've been in Japan for 30 years. I've worked in the public sector, the private sector, and I've started 4 companies.
And Patricia's been a client of Impact International's for many years, working in the corporate sector, social sector, and she's now become an advisor to Flourish.
This program, Flourish, to me, it's a pioneering global leadership journey. Today we're very privileged. Thank you very much, Ambassador Peiko, for twisting some arms. So what I'm very excited about hearing from our panel is some of your experiences.
She is helping to facilitate a panel discussion today on giving an international perspective of what it's like to try and empower women globally. The panel includes the Ambassador of Slovenia and the Ambassador for Bosnia and Herzegovina. One of our executive senior mentors, Acheiving from Ernst & Young.
So I'm honored to be here, but a little bit nervous because I'm a minority.
The Ambassador from Tonga.
What kind of tools do we need to move women in society? You can use culture as a tool. You can use education as a tool to empower women. You can use leadership as a tool to empower.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ambassador.
So another thing that makes Flourish unique and different is that we've been able to engage with a number of global leaders, including the Japanese Prime Minister's wife, Mrs. Acheiving. She is coming this afternoon to hear our recommendations.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sounds like good afternoon, teacher. It's a great privilege for me this afternoon to host Mrs. Abe. Before you here we have ambassadors of various countries. We have women from the corporate sector, women from the public sector. We have mentors. In this room, Mrs. Abe, are women who are ready to work on womenomics. So let me invite Tiffany up from Impact and Flourish, the creator of Flourish, to just give a report back on some of the recommendations that this wonderful group of women and facilitators and mentors has made. Thank you.
Madam Abe, thank you very much for coming today and showing your support again for Flourish. We really, really appreciate it, and we know your time is valuable, so thank you. Today we've been working in small groups to come up with ideas and solutions and recommendations for you about how we can empower more women in Japan and globally. But rather than me stand up here and tell you, we're going to have somebody from each of the groups share the thinking and the ideas with you.
Okay, thank you very much for giving us this kind of a very, very big opportunity. Please raise your hand, my team. What will happen if we cannot increase the female leaders? Maybe economy decrease. We cannot achieve Abenomics. Once we cannot increase the female.
I think it's incredibly important that we've got as many corporates as we have here today. I think that it's going to be for the corporates to lead the charge on empowering women, really.
A few of the things we came up with is, first of all, it's about organizational culture.
Because the thing about corporations is that they do have the ability and the resources to be agile, and given the Prime Minister's desire to increase women in leadership positions, 30% by 2020, what we need right now is speed of change and agility.
Coming from Sony, our products sell mostly to men. We need to change that. And by bringing in more females in our leadership teams, we could maybe find products and services that are more attractive for women as well.
Madam Abe, thank you very much for coming today and showing your support again for Flourish. I'm going to ask every person in this room to go away with an individual commitment to action. We're also going to collate everything that we've discovered today into a report that we'll share with everybody here. Thank you. We're also lucky enough today to be joined by Professor Yamanaka, who is appointed directly by the Prime Minister to chair the advisory board for the World Assembly for Women. So she's come along with Mrs Abe to basically hear our recommendations and to take them directly back to the government.
This could not be happened without our First Lady, Mrs Abe, because when we talk about the following activities, it's not so acceptable by the government or by the people. She used her own personal network. Yes, so I really feel that we are so lucky to have a wonderful Prime Minister and First Lady.
As part of the workshop today, we were really keen to do something that felt creative and that would capture the essence of the day. But we also have here a couple of female artists who have been listening to the speeches, have been interacting with the participants, and while we've been going through the day, they've actually captured on canvas an amazing picture that depicts the energy of Flourish. And when you have a close look at the picture, you can see that it is a flower that's made out of faces, and one of the faces is a monkey. Flourish as a global initiative has adopted a piece of research that happened in Japan. They found that if one of the monkeys picked up a potato and washed it and realised that it was tastier that way, then slowly the other monkeys, by watching and learning, would realise that they wanted to do the same thing. Once you get to a tipping point of 100 monkeys, that evolution process has happened, and so who knows who's going to be the 100th monkey? It could be you, it could be me. It's about us all being agents for change.